Okay guys, welcome to this video that is just purely instruction on how to write the lab report. I noticed that some kids are having difficulty with it, so I thought I'd help you along. First thing that you guys need to do is you need to create a folder in the drive. So here you go to your top left, then you create a new folder. We're going to call that bio project, and you create it. Now I've already created a folder here. That was just a step to show you guys. Then you make sure that you share this folder, and you need to share it with the person you're working together with. I've already got other teachers shared in this, but you can then add your classmate to it, and then you click done. That means your classmate gets it in. That's going to be shared with me, and then your classmate needs to import it into their drive. So I'll add a YouTube video to explain how to do that. Now I have an example lab report which I'm going to share with you guys on the classroom on the stream. I have the example spreadsheet, which I'm not sharing with you because you need to make your own, I think. And you also have the booklet of the research project, which is already on Classroom. So you basically know what you need to do, but I already made an example format for you guys. Now, step one. If you are correct, you've already read the research project booklet on Classroom. Step two, you've already filled in who you are working with and what exercise you are doing. Step three, in the homework for lesson 5, if I'm correct, you've already written an introduction. Now, your introduction is a piece of text of 200 to 300 words. It needs to contain your research question, maybe even explain why it's your question, and your hypothesis, which is if ... is done, then ... will happen. You also need to explain why you have this hypothesis, and based on what biological knowledge do you expect this to happen. Please do not start your introduction by saying, "Hi, this is so-and-so," because that is not a scientific report. I know who you are because your name is on the front page. Please don't write things like, "I hope you enjoy reading this." No, that's not for scientific reports. Now, the second chapter you're going to go to is your materials and method. That means I need to have an exact list of what materials I've used, and you need to have an exact list of what steps you have done. The most important thing for the procedures is they are short sentences with clear instructions. I always give my students the tip, write the instructions as if you're writing them for a 7-year-old idiot. Short sentences, easy words, that keeps it clear. You have to list everything you have used and everything you have done so that other scientists, that is the reason you write a scientific report, can do your experiment as well to prove your theory right or wrong. So this is why this chapter is so important. You have to clearly list what you have used and what you have done for the validity of your research. In chapter 3, you're going to have your data and observations. Now, in another video, I already showed you guys how you add in a graph. So here I have my list of jumping jacks, and here I make a graph out of it. I always show you also with the other video how to adapt your graph. And then both of these things, including your graph, you can copy and you can put that into your project. Paste unlinked, remember. And you also need to have a screenshot or a copy of your table, which is also important to add in to your project. So my screenshots appear here, so I can drag this in. It comes in really big, so you can make it a lot smaller. Make sure with everything that you add into this project that you also make sure that for every table and every graph, you also add 1 or 2 sentences of information. So here I can type table 1. My text is suddenly very small. Let's see. So it's full of typos. So here I have, I'm writing table wrong. So chart 1. So chart 1 shows collected data over 2-week period from student 1 and student 2. So you have to add in your data, which shows what it is and how it is and how it is important here. So you can add it to the table, you can add it to the bottom, to the top, you can play around with that. Same goes for the graph, you have to have the information. Now it appears here, I do not want this here. Very important thing that I do expect you guys to have is I want you guys to have an index. So if you go to insert and then you go to table of contents, then I want to have an index. So this is not that long, my index. I can have it here, but what it does do is it allows you to, as you are working, your chapters are going to become bigger and take up more space. So just before you hand it in, make sure that you update your index, which means that it updates your page numbers to go with it. On a lot of the homework for lesson 5, I did not see complete introductions, which you had to do by level 3. This should seriously be 200 to 300 words. We will be checking this. You write one project in your pair, so make sure that this project is shared in your Drive folder together so you can both work on it. You have your materials and method, which is what you use. So technically, you should have chapter 1 finished and chapter 2 finished. You should be working on chapter 3. And in chapter 4, you come back with your conclusion. So you repeat your hypothesis. Was your hypothesis accepted or rejected? You need to explain why. And then you have your discussion and your evaluation. We want you to work with Arial 12, no weird fonts. If you want, you can use colors for your chapter titles, but apart from that, don't be too adventurous. It doesn't need to be all crazy layout. No I, we, you, or us, in other words. So he does, she is, it is. That's the one you're allowed to use. Make sure you have page numbers inserted. I haven't got that done, so I can go to insert and then I go to page numbers and I want my page numbers in the bottom right. So there you go, they're ready to go. These are inserted, all my page numbers, and numbered my title page. That's no problem, we can live with that. And this is the project I want you guys to be working on. I'm online once a week for an extra Q&A for biology. Make sure that you're doing the work that you need to be doing. Make sure you're asking the questions that you need to be doing. But the most important thing is that for 2 weeks, every day, you do the exercise for 10 to 15 minutes and you collect the information. If you don't do that, then it doesn't matter how good your report is, how pretty it is, you're not going to end up with a good grade if you don't do the work on it because you don't collect the correct data. I hope this video helps you guys along. I really do. Please let me know that you have questions. Come in line for the extra Q&A. Ask it during the biology lessons. And keep safe, guys, and stay in touch. Bye-bye.